Hi guys. I don't know why I'm so nervous to be recording this right now. I don't know why. I guess because this video is a little more vulnerable than usual, and also because I don't really feel like I'm making this video for my current subscriber base. I feel like I'm making this for people, like a random group of people who I feel like maybe need to see this, who I don't know yet or who don't know me yet, and also kind of for myself. So for those of you who don't know me, I am an actor living in LA, pursuing the passion, and I recently found myself feeling very grateful for having the courage to pursue this passion at all, because I know there are a lot of reasons not to go for it. And if you're watching this video now, you might be debating, you know, whether you should go for your creative passion, and a lot of people don't, because it feels like there's a lot of risk. And I guess I wanted to make a video that's like my piece on why it's so important to do it. And I hope this finds the right people that need to hear this. And I bet you that when my acting career blows up and is everything I've ever wanted it to be, that this video will go viral. Yeah, and I won't even be needing the ad revenue anymore. Anyways, so I guess I just wanted to start by saying that if you have something that you are passionate about, whether it's acting or another creative passion, you need to consider it like your birthright to pursue and achieve that passion and that dream. By telling yourself that you can't even spend your time and your focus on that passion because it's not realistic, you are limiting your life experience. Why can't you do it? Like, look at the other people who have done it and tell me why, if they did it, you can't do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. And even if there isn't someone who you feel like you can relate to who's done it, think about how many people who have achieved that, who had a million reasons why they shouldn't do it or why it was too risky or whatever, and they did it anyway, and then they succeeded. I think ultimately it all has to do with what we have going on up in here, our belief system. Deciding that you're not gonna do what you want to do most in life is like deciding that you're never gonna fall in love because you feel like, why would you fall in love? Why would you find your person? And it's like, why wouldn't you? And by you deciding that, you are objectively limiting your entire life experience from something amazing. I recently went to Coachella. Honestly, it was kind of a shit show. One thing I always love about Coachella and about like seeing artists performing, going to any sort of concert or going to a play or a musical, or even watching actors on screen in movies and TV. The reason that we love artists so much, the reason why we love watching them, and why when we see them in person at a concert especially, we are just so mesmerized by them. Part of it is because they make art that we relate to and that makes us feel seen and that helps us express ourselves in a way that we didn't otherwise realize that we could express ourselves. But I think the other reason why we as people in society love and worship artists so much is because artists are people who have wanted something so badly and have somehow created an inner world that has made it possible for them to go up on stage or be in that screen and be in their wholeness. Like, these artists that we love represent to us people just like us who have somehow really stepped into their wholeness, their fullness. They have self-actualized. They've become a version of themselves that is at its peak, that is fully expressed. And I think that's so inspiring to see, because that's what all of us want to be for ourselves. And so like when I was watching Charli XCX on stage at Coachella, all I could think about is how inspiring it was that she was up there. That if she could do it, I could do it. Not be her on stage at Coachella, but if she could do that, then I could be in movies. Of course I can. And every time I see an artist who is fully self-actualized, it re-inspires me to believe in myself. And I think that we should all remember that we can all do that too. So before we continue on with this video, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that pursuing your dream or your creative passion is not necessarily an easy path. It's beautiful and fulfilling, and I think entirely worth it, but it can come with a lot of fear and doubt and emotional ups and downs. So that's why I want to mention today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online platform that I've been working with since I was a junior or senior in college, and I just love what they're doing and totally believe in them. It's a platform that connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen to you and give advice, to help you navigate challenges, process your emotions, and get get to a healthier mindset. And I think that in the creative fields, mindset is literally everything. Manifestation. But I won't even get into that here because some of y'all don't even want to hear it. So getting started with BetterHelp is super simple. You just answer a few quick questions and then BetterHelp will match you with a therapist who fits your needs, usually within 48 hours. And you can do therapy in a way that works for you, whether it's video sessions, phone calls, or even messaging. So it's kind of perfect for anyone who's like on film sets or in the middle of some sort of creative work that requires them to have a very flexible schedule. Bottom line is that pursuing a creative path can be challenging in the best ways. It's very important to have a support system in place. And a huge part of any creative path is doing the inner work, getting to know yourself, understanding yourself and your emotions, understanding other people. So for these reasons, therapy is a really powerful tool and I think a really important resource for artists and creatives, no matter what industry you're in. It's part of our path as artists to do the work, to see ourselves fully and to step into ourselves fully, including all of the shadow parts of ourselves and all of the parts of ourselves that we don't like and all of the things that we've gone through that have made us feel that we are not enough. And I think therapy is not just something for people who are going through something, it's for people who want to transform themselves. And yeah, so if you'd like to try it out, go to betterhelp.com/Jackie Rhodes or enter my channel name at sign up and you will get 10% off your first month of therapy. Yay! So in preparation for this video, I started by taking like a bullet point list and brainstorming what it's like to be an actor in LA. These were some of the things I first wrote. Constant rejection. How do I stay creative all the time when my creativity isn't making me money? Getting creative about the ways you live and the ways you survive. So like, as you start to try to spend more and more of your time working on your craft and being creative, then you have less time to make money. You need money to survive. So getting creative about the ways that you balance your time, being conscious about how you are spending your time, because what we spend time on is what grows in our life. Okay, process. Get a project to audition for, get a broad understanding of the character, feel myself saying the lines and memorizing them, digging deeper into the character, why are they saying what they're saying, what has their life been like, who are they, and then bringing myself authentically and presently to their story. Sometimes my version of the character's story isn't exactly what they're looking for. Sometimes it feels like most of the time your version of the character is not what they're looking for. I was gonna take a moment here to show you guys something that I call my audition Bible. You keep track of all your auditions and who the director, casting director, producer, writer, everything is for all of your auditions so that you can start to track like what kinds of auditions you're getting and what you're booking and what you're not booking and if people are calling you back in and that kind of thing. So just for film and TV, I've had 86 auditions in the last year. I guess I booked 3, but that was a weird project that I ended up not doing because they had some weird AI policy. They could edit me with AI without my permission, so no. So that's where we're at. But you can't let it get you down because, again, when you guys are watching this video because it's viral, because my acting career took off, you'll be like, oh my god, she had 86 auditions, but then she had the one, you know, her career-making role. And so you have to be the one to believe in yourself and to be doing it because you love doing it, not because you're expecting a result from it. Which takes me to the meat of my point. I just was bullet pointing this stuff as a brainstorm, just as like a importance of auditioning and the work and all that stuff. But it turned into something that I think feels a little bit more like, I don't know if like prose is the word. What even is prose? I don't know. I think that I spoke this well. I wrote this nicely. And I'm honestly just going to read this off of my phone. Battery's about to die, so I'm going to be right back. I used to think that the audition process wasn't productive. I would try to maximize my time on things that created an outcome, like my other jobs, until I really thought an audition was something I would book. It felt like a waste of time to put so much time and effort into a project that I wasn't going to book. Like I was putting work into the ether and it was just disappearing. And my whole life I've been used to being productive, spending my time on things that create some sort of outcome or push me forward in some way in my life. But then I realized that being an actor doesn't mean that you make all of your money from that, nor does it mean that people see you in TV or in movies. Being an actor is actually the process. It means taking what's written on a page, a character from someone's mind, and bringing that character to life, giving it meaning and form and substance. performance. It means pouring your own life experiences, everything you've ever seen and experienced and felt, into this character and into telling this story. It's like as people, we are these giant containers of sand. And when you have a character, you need to pour your sand through a funnel that filters all of the relevant emotions and information into a particular story or character. Being an actor, really being an actor, means getting to know yourself so deeply that you can access and channel and share parts of yourself through any given character or story. It requires deep introspection into everything we as humans feel, and it requires sitting with those feelings even when they're really uncomfortable. It requires being present in life, more than most people need to be, to observe and understand how people work, why they are the way they are. Actors are detectives. They look deeply beyond the surface of people and characters to understand what's actually going on. Actors are empaths. They choose to be present with others and to feel deeply. They often absorb the energy and feelings of others because of this. Actors are truth seekers. They aim to get to the root, the truth of the human experience through their characters. Actors are heroes. They see you sitting on the couch, numb, and grab you through the screen and force you to feel, force you to see things in a new way through them, or at least the good ones do. And I think that's what any artist does. Their work grabs its viewer and forces them to feel and to experience something that they've now expressed. Acting can feel lonely. I've heard a lot of people say that. It requires you to do a lot of work alone in order to be able to show up and feel on the spot, to bring a character truthfully to life. But in a way, the work that an actor does is the least lonely work of all. This is where I get emotional. When an actor has done her work, she looks around and sees herself in everyone. She feels close to everything and everyone she encounters. She knows that just like her characters, these people live inside her, and that she also lives inside them. Acting is directly aligned with my life path. I always knew I wanted to do it because I loved it. It made me feel alive, and that was reason enough. But in the last couple of years, I've uncovered what acting really is. Acting is the path of getting to know myself so deeply, sitting with and therefore healing all of my wounds so that I can feel safe feeling everything, so that I can feel safe stepping into the spotlight. Acting is the path of understanding others so deeply that I can embody anyone from any walk of life. It is like being able to travel the world at any time, being able to see and explore all different walks of life with my imagination. It's like we all walk around the world throughout our life, doing all of these things that are intended to help our souls learn and grow. And some people have to go into an office and work in order to have an experience that causes them to feel something, and then once they reflect, they redirect and it continues. But as an actor, I get to skip so many steps. I get to go straight to feel, reflect, feel, reflect, feel, reflect. It's a constant cycle of learning more about myself and others. Acting is the best job I could have. So to go back to being productive, to me, being an actor is being excited and grateful to do that work, this work, whenever given the opportunity. And sometimes it means creating opportunities to do it myself from a class or from other material, and then finding ways to make money around that until the energy I've invested in the work swirls like a tornado and creates a vortex where my value, the value I've earned in the internal work I've done, turns outward into my reality. And then they'll call me an actor too. So all of that to say, I think that the true benefit, the gold in any creative pursuit, isn't necessarily the outcome. It's not doing it for the creation of something that other people will enjoy. The true gold in creativity, I think, is what you learn about yourself and about others in the process. It's the deepening of yourself. It's connecting yourself with whatever bigger picture, higher power, or greater knowing that is out there. When you get to a place where that's why you're doing it and that's what it means for you, it doesn't feel like burnout or like exhaustion or like you hate your life. And it doesn't matter if you have 20 auditions or 50 auditions or 87 auditions or 200 auditions, because every audition is just an opportunity to do the work, which is the reason why you're doing it in the first place. It's like you have to love your life for the sake of loving your life. You have to love your creative process for the sake of loving your creative process, for what it does for you and for the pursuit of ultimate expression and truth, and not for the outcome. It sounds so cheesy, but I think that's really true. And that's why I think people always say, like, if you're pursuing acting or some sort of creative passion, that you need to have like a life outside of it. You need to have other things that keep you sane. It's not like having a 9-to-5 job where you feel productive in this normal sense that most people feel productive in their lives. The productivity of an artist is not external. It's completely inside of you. And I think if you're watching this and you feel like you don't know if you want to pursue it, I say that would you rather go for it now or have regrets in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now for not going for it? Let's say you're 25 and you're like, I'm too old. All of my friends already have been in their jobs for a few years and are getting their first promotions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, how about when you're 35 and then you look back and you're like, God, I was only 25. It would have been so easy and simple for me to do it then, but now I have a family and I've been in my career for 10 years and blah, 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 blah. And okay, so now you're 35. What if you're 35 now and you feel like you're too old? Think about when you're 50 and you look back and you're like, oh my God, I was only 35. I could have done anything. And then when you're 50 and maybe you feel like you're too old, and then you're gonna look back when you're 80 and be like, oh my God, I was only 50. Like, I could have done anything. I had so much time. I had so much time. I had so much energy. I also recommend to everyone to do the Artist Way book. I've been doing it. Taken a long time to get started on it and haven't been doing it at the pace that I'm supposed to be doing it at, but it's something that I think if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like you don't know what to do, or you're feeling like, am I really an artist? Yes, you are, and that book will help you open that up. I hope that this video was helpful or inspiring, or at least just made you feel like you're not alone. And I appreciate you all for watching. And I love you all. I would say I'll see you in my next video, but I feel like more likely I'll be seeing you on the big screen. So if you have any questions about what it's like being an actor or being in LA or being a creative or whatever, comment below and I'll answer all the comments. Or you can send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is Jackie Rhodes, and I would love to talk to you about it. So yeah. All right, that's all for today. Bye. Oh, wow. Yes, I know. You want to be on set right now. You want to be like Glenn Powell's dog, Brisket. I know. You'll be best friends with Brisket soon.